Today I'm with our Director of Legal Services, LaRae Munk. And LaRae, I've got some questions for you. We serve teachers across the nation and on military bases around the world. And one of the reasons that teachers join us is for our professional liability and our job action. The question today is, do good teachers get into trouble, or is it just those that are off the path of righteousness? Good teachers, do they get in trouble too?
Oh, absolutely. And remember, most of our members are in schools that are public schools, secular schools, government schools, whatever term you want to use. And they don't necessarily always work with people of the same value system that they have. And as a result, things can happen, but also with parents, with incidental. For example, just to give you quickly, two really quick examples. A teacher we had, actually it was a parapro, that kids were playing Ring Around the Rosie on the playground, and a little girl turned to go the wrong way. He touched her shoulders to turn her back so she'd go the right way on the circle. He was accused of inappropriate touching.
Wow, so the teacher had no bad intentions, was just there to help the student.
Correct.
And as a result, false accusations were made.
Correct.
And does the protection through CEAI help a teacher in that kind of situation?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Another situation, and this was in a state in the Northwest, teacher was accused, somebody had walked by the classroom, saw her standing by a student's desk, and filed a complaint that she was helping a student take a standardized test. And that one actually took us about 7-8 months to get the teacher back in the classroom.
Well, a teacher could actually lose their credentials over accusations.
Correct,
like that.
and in fact that's what happened. The school district filed with the State Department of Education and asked for her for an investigation as to whether she should be losing her teaching credential.
Fantastic. So basically what you're really saying is a good teacher, one walking on the path that the Lord sets out for them, can still get into trouble.
Correct.
Now, if one of our listeners who's a member would get into trouble or believe they might be in trouble, or accusations like that surface, what's the first thing they should do?
Well, this is something very important to me. We often get phone calls and they say, I gave a statement to the administration, or I gave a statement to the police, or Child Protective Services. All of those kinds of comments, when they make them, make me groan, because the first thing a member should do, if there's been an accusation or they're uncomfortable with being called into the administration, or a parent makes an accusation or whatever, the very first thing they should do is make a phone call to Christian Educators Association International and say, this has happened, what do I do? That would save so many teachers from actions that could be prevented.
Fantastic. So if let's say a district is asking for them to put in writing the details of that incident, is that something you could help them with prior to them turning it in? Like what could you help them with?
Correct. What immediately I do, or you do, if you're the one that's talking to the member, is say, can you write down, send us an email of the facts. Then I help ask some questions, try to clarify those facts, and help them write that statement, because words have consequences.
That's right.
As I say to so many, if you've ever watched a television program that you hear somebody state the police state the Miranda rights, which is in the criminal case, it says everything you say can and will be used against you.
That's really good. And I love the concept you're saying, words have power, they have consequences.
Right.
Not strange when you really think about it. We were created in the image of God, and He spoke the word of creation, and it happens. So we can speak things, sometimes not evaluating every word, but they still have consequences.
Correct.
So let me see if I hear you correctly. If one of our members feels there could be trouble, there are accusations, that there is an investigation, the first thing they do is to call our toll-free number, and we can give them their options on how to move forward.
Correct. And
Fantastic.
our policy is to get back with somebody within 24 hours.
Oh, fantastic. That's really good. I know one of the things that I run into very often is a teacher will call and say, you know, the principal called me in and he forced me to resign. And there's nothing that hurts me more than having to explain to a teacher, you don't work there anymore. You have no more rights. No, but he made me. No, he didn't. He may have bullied you. He may have threatened you. But you made that decision to resign. And one of the things that the counsel I always give our members is, don't resign until we've had a chance to talk it out and look at all the options.
Correct.
Resignation may be the option that you choose, but usually resignation is for the benefit of the district and not for the employee.
The question that is always necessary to evaluate is whether the discipline or the position being requested of the member, resignation in your example, is really appropriate for the offense that's been the basis of the allegation. And again, most of the time the allegation isn't necessarily 100% accurate. There's a friend of mine who has a great saying, there's what you believe is the truth, there's what I believe is the truth, and the truth is somewhere in between.
Oh, that's good. That's good. One of the things I would say in conclusion then is that if you run into some kind of problem that you think could lead to discipline, or you're in the middle of discipline, call us immediately. Don't resign. Call the 800 number or email us at service@CEAI. We'll discuss with you what the options are. We'll connect you if it's appropriate with our Director of Legal Services. And one of the exciting things is that you actually have access to an attorney that can give you insight on what to do and what the options are, and that's really one of the resources we have. LaRae, let me ask you one more question too, because there seems to be confusion about this. One of the things that we have is both job action protection and coverage for a lawsuit. What's the real difference between a job action and a lawsuit?
Before I answer that question, Finn, I want to finish the email that you were referencing.
Sure.
service@ceai.org. So that's the full email address.
Correct.
Okay. The difference between a lawsuit and a job action, and a job action could be a reprimand, a demotion, an involuntary transfer, some action that the administration takes that impacts your employment. Lawsuit would be an allegation of negligence, and that would either be filed by a parent, by somebody in the community, or something saying you have been negligent in carrying out those job functions. That's a very different. Job action is an administrative proceeding, internal inside the school district. A lawsuit is a court action.
Okay, so the $2 million we talk about, $2 million professional liability, that's if somebody sues you.
Correct.
And then whatever comes out of that lawsuit, you have that $2 million to protect you. You get unlimited legal defense, but the $2 million is for damages or anything that would come against you.
Correct. Correct.
Fantastic. So again, just so we're clear, because I think it's so important, problem surface, give us a call, email us.
Correct.
We're here to serve. Now, the reality of it is most teachers, most of our members end up not needing legal services. Sometimes they just need another ear to listen and some advice, all of which will come from a biblical worldview. Just know that we here at Christian Educators Association International, we're here to serve.